Because I Could Not Stop for Death, by Emily Dickinson. Introduction. Emily Dickinson presents death in an entirely new way. Instead of fear, darkness, or violence, death appears as a kind and polite companion. The poem is written as a journey narrative, where the speaker travels from life toward eternity. The poem reflects Dickinson's deep philosophical thinking about mortality, immortality, and the nature of time. Stanza-wise detailed explanation. Stanza 1. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. Explanation. The speaker says she was too busy living to think about death. Humans are occupied with daily responsibilities, ambitions, and worldly concerns, so death comes voluntarily and stops for her. The word kindly changes our normal expectation. Death is not cruel, but gentle. The carriage contains the speaker human life, death guide, immortality, eternal future. This suggests death is only a passage toward everlasting existence. Stanza 2. We slowly drove. He knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too, for his civility. Explanation. The carriage moves slowly, symbolizing the calm inevitability of death. Death has no haste, because eternity is endless. The speaker leaves behind labor, duties, and work, leisure, pleasures of life. Death removes all worldly distinctions. The phrase his civility again presents death as a courteous gentleman. Stanza 3. Life journey symbolism. We passed the school where children strove. At recess, in the ring, we passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun. Explanation. This stanza represents 3 stages of human life. 1. School children, childhood, innocence and play. 2. Fields of grain, adulthood, growth, productivity, maturity. 3. Setting sun, old age, and approaching death. The repetition of we passed shows life moving quickly. The speaker realizes life itself is passing away during the journey. Stanza 4. Or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill. For only gossamer, my gown, my tippet, only tulle. Explanation. Now perspective changes. The sun passes them, meaning life has ended. The cold dew represents the chill of death and the grave. Her thin clothing gossamer and tulle suggests loss of physical protection, separation from the body. Entry into the spiritual world symbolizes vulnerability after death. Stanza 5. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Explanation. The house is actually a grave. Dickinson avoids directly saying grave, softening death's harshness. Descriptions. Swelling of ground, burial mound, roof barely visible, underground tomb. Death becomes a resting place, not a terrifying end. Stanza 6. Eternity. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day. I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. Explanation. The speaker now speaks from beyond death. Centuries have passed, yet time feels like a single day. Shows that time loses meaning in eternity. The horses moving forward symbolize the unstoppable journey toward eternal existence. Major themes. Death as gentle companion. Death is humanized and comforting. Journey from life to eternity. Life is portrayed as a short travel experience. Immortality. Death leads to spiritual continuation. Passage of time. Human time versus eternal timelessness. Literary devices. Personification. Death acts like a gentleman. Symbolism. Carriage, sunset, house, horses. Imagery. Visual scenes of life stages. Irony. Death appears kind, instead frightening. Metaphysical reflection. Philosophical meditation on existence. Critical interpretation. High mark. Answer. Dickinson challenges traditional Christian fear of death. Instead, she portrays death as a necessary transition, guided by politeness and calmness. The poem moves from earthly reality to spiritual eternity, suggesting that human life is temporary, while immortality is permanent. Exam conclusion. Write this for full marks. The poem transforms death into a peaceful journey, emphasizing acceptance rather than fear. Through symbolism and personification, Dickinson presents death as a gateway to eternity, making the poem one of the finest philosophical reflections on mortality in American poetry.